Neonatology is a subspecialty of pediatrics, and a neonatologist takes care of babies who are born prematurely or have problems with their organs.
Neonatal is actually a period of time that we consider the first 28 days of life, and during that time it's very important to have the best specialist evaluating and treating these newborn children.
Most frequently, babies who are premature will have problems with the lungs, including those who may require surgery or several surgical procedures, who may be born with a birth defect that can be corrected. Every organ is underdeveloped. The question really remains that for the smallest babies, whether or not they will survive intact.
Victor Leone Jr. was born a month and a half prematurely with critical kidney problems and a collapsed lung. The hospital he was born in was ill-equipped to handle the condition of his failing lungs, so he was quickly rushed to the neonatal intensive care unit at Children's Hospital, Los Angeles.
When I first heard that his lung had collapsed, I thought that was it. I thought we had lost little Victor.
There was a possibility, a great possibility, he wouldn't make it, wouldn't make the actual flight here to Children's.
One only can imagine the confusion and the fear what goes through these parents' minds when they are being told that there is something wrong with the baby.
It was horrible. I was helpless. I didn't have my baby with me. I didn't have Victor with me. It was terrible. Dr. Friedlich, the doctor in charge at the time, approached Victor telling him that either we put him on a machine called ECMO machine or he wouldn't survive.
ECMO stands for extracorporeal membrane oxygenation. And basically what that is heart-lung bypass. So what we do with our ECMO machine is we do the work of the heart and lungs for the babies so that their own heart and lungs can rest. Without ECMO, 85% of the babies that we put on this machine would die without it. This is just a miracle therapy.
My first initial reaction to see your son on the machine he was on the ventilator, he was intubated. It didn't look like a normal baby because he had tubes coming everywhere. I couldn't even hold him. We couldn't hold him. I took a long time before I could actually hold him because of all the machines. It was devastation to see him like that. I couldn't cope actually when I first saw him, and the nurses handled it phenomenally. Dr. Friedlich and his staff saved our son's life. I can't thank him enough. My son wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him and his staff. He wouldn't be here. He wouldn't have made it.
I could not believe him now and the pictures when he was here
at Children's. It's incredible, the change. When they took him off ECMO, I remember the one nurse, she was fantastic, asked me if I wanted to hold him, and it was nothing we had planned. It was just suddenly she asked me, do you want to hold him? And I was elated and got to hold him sitting in a recliner. It was unbelievable.
Being a mother of 3 children myself, the work that I do here means so much. Just being a parent and knowing what these parents go through with their babies and children in the hospital just makes it so much more worthwhile for me to do what I do.
We have arrived to the point in neonatology where many of our tiniest babies survive, and this is fantastic. But the problem now is that we have to focus on the quality of the life that these babies will have. And in order to provide a continuum of care, we need to create certain entities that will enable us to do so. And the Institute of Maternal and Fetal Health is a way to make sure that we are going to be able to follow these patients from their conception through their pregnancy, delivery, and childhood.
At the Institute for Maternal and Fetal Health, Dr. Seri and Children's Hospital are collaborating in a truly unique partnership with the University of Southern California, with the goal of improving health outcomes and the quality of life for families with high-risk pregnancies.
Dr. Seri is one of the most compassionate physicians that you'll ever encounter. He works day and night. He is tremendously concerned about the care that his patients receive and whether or not they are on the mend, and he applies all of himself to try to make sure they have good outcomes.
I never feel that I have done the best job. I always would like to do better. And in some cases, you can say that, well, this baby has recovered and this is a miracle.